Who's more likely to win a tennis match? I love you. Say cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese. I love you.
I love you too.
You're my best friend. Can we do a father-daughter dance?
Of course.
To what song?
Whatever you want.
Okay, so we're like totally gonna hop in. I'm gonna do like the intro and all that like another time.
Okay, cool.
While you're not sitting here. I find it really awkward to be like, this person is so amazing, everybody, and then like look at you and be normal. So I will absolutely do that, but you won't get to watch. You'll see it when it's posted. So just kind of easing in, is behind the scenes on Owning Manhattan like what we see, or is it stressful? Is it cutthroat? Like, it looks like you're having the time of your life, to be honest. Like, obviously there's like stressful and horrible situations, but there is a lot of great things happening. What are we not seeing?
You know, honestly, that is the most frustrating thing because for Netflix, right? It's like we are 8 episodes and 38 minutes per episode.
Is that all they are?
Yeah, 38 minutes, I believe. I think season 2 was that. So there's so much to fit in to those episodes. So there's so much context that's missed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's great about social media, because it's a way for you to kind of see, okay, well, like what's going on, all these things. And I think season 1, there were a lot of dynamics that, of course, you miss because it's like, you know, you're kind of getting to know us.
How many hours of filming overall to get 8 episodes that are 38 minutes?
Oh my gosh, a lot. So every cast member has a different schedule, and nobody knows who's filming what.
Oh.
We just know, like, on the Monday, we know if we have to film Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and of those days, if we're full day or half days.
Okay.
Which it'll be like first shift or second shift.
Oh, okay.
And then sometimes I'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to go to lunch and not expect someone who I'm having drama with. And I'm like, not one of these. Like, is going to be a day.
I don't know why, that's not at all what I envisioned. I literally thought 24/7 for 2 months straight. Nobody does anything but films for Netflix. But you obviously still have a job to do, so you can't only film for Netflix. So that actually makes a lot of sense. So would you say you film 40 hours total? And
I would say so. If you watch any other show on Netflix, a lot of them, like say the dating shows, right? Yeah. Those will film for 2 months.
I think that's where I get it.
Our show's completely different.
Okay.
It's more of what's called a not a mockumentary. I forgot the word, but it's like a career documentary.
Okay.
And it is, the focus is, okay, well, we're gonna follow you for 6 to 8 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why it's so crazy. Because again, it's sometimes drama that you have to hold it. It's imagine we have a heated argument.
Right. We can't finish it for 3 months.
Or we can't talk about it. We can't text.
I'd be
about
fired.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Because again, it's you either stop caring or you get even more fired up. And by the time you're filming again next week, then it's the camera's there.
That's weird.
And you've thought it's so hard and definitely a mental toll. So you have to be really strong.
To just the continuity. I feel like I would totally forget. If I'm mad at you now, I'm mad at you right now, and then I'm over it once I get it out. But
you are not.
Pause being angry. Do you watch it back? Do you get mad again?
Yeah. Well, it's so awkward too, because when season 2 aired, so I have a great relationship with some of my best friends work at a social club here called Zero Bond, and they did a massive favor for us, and they let us have our premiere party there.
Amazing. Oh, I think I saw that.
Yeah, our premiere before the world saw it. So we saw episode 1, and of course it's me and all the cast members there watching it for the first time. And thank goodness, it was a house full of my friends too. So I felt a lot of support. But hearing the cast members who, again, at this point were kind of on good terms.
Yeah.
And some of us aren't. and then hearing the people that like you're on good terms with talk shit about you. It was so bad. I think Chloe ended up leaving early.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
She gets heated. She gets heated.
100%. So it's like, and it's like so awkward because it's like you don't see the whole thing. I mean, obviously when the show came out, it's fine and you breathe a little bit. But it's totally like it's tolling. Me and Jessica Taylor had like tons of drama, and I was like, I didn't know we weren't friends
until I saw it.
I was like,
on
this
TV.
news to
That's
me.
Crazy. From season 1 to season 2, I don't know if it's like editing or like an insane amount of growth on your part personally. Like obviously you've gone through some things. Would you say that like how they showed you in season 1 is not reflective of who you are, or did you like really just have like an incredible personality like growth? Like I just thought like you were a beast in season 2, and in season 1 I was like, she's cute.
Yeah.
She's cute, but in
Thank
season
you.
2, like I just took you super seriously as a businesswoman.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's editing or like how to grow that much in a couple of months, or like what is that? Do you think it's
thank
editing,
you.
or how do you feel about
I
that?
appreciate that.
No problem.
So when we're filming season 1 especially was long. So we probably filmed season 1 for a total of maybe like 9 to 10 months. Like, oh, actually probably closer to a year.
A year.
Yeah, so imagine.
That's crazy.
And the scene, the two big first scenes in episode 1 and 2 where, you know, you have like the launch party for the building. That was the first out of the entire filming for season 1. That was the first scene we ever filmed. So imagine like you're on a TV show for the first time.
Yeah, all the
first
things.
scene. Second scene we filmed. The entire show filmed for season 1. Season 1 was me telling my friends that I was cheated on.
That
So
was hard to watch.
oh my gosh, it was so and
just
like,
how it went. Like
it's like awkward because I'm telling my friends who like I'm pretty sure Jessica Taylor like knows because again we were friends and you suspect stuff like you're not dumb, right?
yeah.
And it's just like awkward being on film for the first time ever and then saying this thing and it was just like a lot. So I think as far as timeline, right, like being cheated on really sucks. And anyone who's experienced that knows that like you're like not human, like you're kind of just like a shell. So
that kind of overshadowed maybe season 1.
Yeah, I was like such a shell. And I think a lot of the footage that they ended up using was those beginning
the bad
scenes.
moments or like when you weren't yourself.
So tough. And then we filmed for like a year. So it's like all the stuff that we kind of filmed after that. I was still recovering a bit. Like I definitely wasn't myself. Like even my friends were like, you know,
even like when I originally watched it, like you don't catch everything, right? Like and then in season 2 there's this scene, and I like we haven't told a whole bunch of people because I'm like until we film it hasn't happened yet. So I was like, if she shows up then I'm telling this story to everyone. But I watched season 2 and there's a scene where you are walking a client through a decision that they're making around purchasing a property where they have some reservations, but you're not convincing or like pushing it down their throat. You literally get out a Sharpie and you're breaking down the math and you're using words like appreciation and amortization. And like, I'm an accountant, so I'm like, oh my God, I have goosebumps actually right now. Like, it's the nerdiest thing I probably have ever said. But I was like, wow, like I didn't see that in you in season 1, and maybe I just didn't pay attention, or maybe you weren't yourself. But in that scene alone, like I don't know that every other agent on the show could have like whipped that out. Like you were with the Sharpie, like literally breaking down the payments, explaining how this was such a sound financial investment. You weren't like, we need an accountant to come in and like talk us through these numbers. Is that like real businesswoman shark, Jade? Like I literally had a whole new appreciation for you. And then I went back and watched the rest of it, and I still could see like those moments of like that Sharpie moment is who I think you are as a businesswoman. But I felt like it was missed a little bit, the editing or what you were going through personally. 100%. But would you reference yourself as a shark, business-wise?
I mean, you know, it's funny. It's like how you do business here in New York is, for me, like I can be a shark. And if I have to be a shark, I will. but I think that real deal makers here, the people who have done business for decades, um, it's less shark mentality and more of like a respect sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And so happy we did this because it's fresh in my brain. I was touring a building that I'm selling, and I was touring these buyers. And the buyers, I could tell it's like generation, like I could tell a family,
Yeah.
family developers. And whatever, we're talking, and I always ask someone like, where do you own? Like, what's like your activity? And they told me, they mentioned a building on John Street, and I was like, oh, that's funny. I used to live on John Street. My dad had, a couple buildings there. They're like, oh, what buildings? I was like, I think it was this, that, I don't know. And they're like, what's your name? And I was like, Jade Shenker. And they're like, no. And I was like, yeah. They ended up buying one of my dad's
I
buildings.
knew you were going to say that. That's awesome.
And the respect,
Immediate.
like, just like of my dad, like back in the day, it's like all these people who really do business. It's like I'm not trying to one up you. I'm not trying to get a crazy deal. Like, yeah, I'm trying to get a deal, but also it's like, it's a respect. It's like, hey, even if I'm getting a deal, I know that you're taking a loss. How do I make this easy on you? And I think that as I do more deals, because obviously I'm young, right? There's almost like this element of like, and that's why I started doing a lot of off-market deals, because I think it's
Is that like
respect.
a thing right now in general, though?
Mm-hmm.
I have seen like some content around like everything's off market right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like just a marketing tactic, or like this is what people want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm at a brokerage that is like the most followed brokerage in the world. It's buzz and it's social media, and for a while I really pushed that, and I think now, depending on who your clients are, everyone wants to feel like they're being offered something exclusively. It's like a Birkin.
Yeah.
And I think that's where like the respect comes in. It's like, if I know something's for you, it's the trust. Like, I know you're not going to lowball. I know you're going to give us fair market value for this. Who is the best buyer for this? And again, every asset's completely different. If it's a vacant office, I might say, okay, we have to go to the market with this. But I think it's less being a shark, unless I have to.
Fair.
I will. I love it, and I love it a little bit too much. But I think it's about explaining things to people and really being genuine, because it's going to take you so much further.
Oh, I think being genuine and gaining the trust is significantly more important than a ton of other skills that, a lot of real estate agents, or in my field, accountants have. Like, I wouldn't even say I'm like the top accountant in Halifax, the area I'm from, but the clients that work with me because they trust me in the relationship side of it. Like, I don't know how you know who is top, whatever, but I would say that people would say it's because they trust me or why they work with me and whatnot. So I totally
That's
agree with
amazing.
you on that. And I don't think shark is a bad thing. If I framed it that it was like, had it like a negative connotation, I think you were a shark in that moment in getting that
Oh, yeah.
deal done, but not with like any greasiness whatsoever. It was just so amazing. I
Yeah,
think
thank
I
you.
watched it 100 times. We're gonna like clip it for sure to like
love
add
that.
this when we post
Thank you.
this.
I can't be a shark though. I'm right now. I'm selling. I won't say what I'm selling, but I've had to. When people want to be like nitpicky about stuff, I'm like,
You match
okay.
energy.
I'm like, I'm going away for the next 2 weeks.
See you
I
when
don't need
see
to
you.
do this deal. You can walk away. No bad blood. And it's like, if you have to play it,
Yeah.
I'll play it. But
Yeah.
I think it's a better relationship if you don't have to play it. Like,
If we don't have to go there, like, can we
Yeah.
just be kind and respectful to
Yeah.
each other the whole way? Okay, you brought up your dad, and I'm so happy that you did, because I think it's another thing that attracted me to want to like sit down and talk to you, because I come from, and I think we come from polar opposite sides of like the universe. You were
I love that. That's so cool.
It is. It really is. And when I tell you like a little bit about my story, you'll see like that I'm not exaggerating one bit. So from my perspective, you're raised in like a really great household. Your dad took being a dad really seriously. You mentioned on a podcast I watched recently that he set up a trust for you. So like that you'll be taken care of now or after when he's gone, whatever that looks like. But it really, like, he took being a dad really seriously. So I grew up really poor. My dad, like, nowhere to be found. Like, but yes, like, he's around, but he's not.
Yeah.
And I always looked at not having a dad as the thing that gave me my superpower to be an entrepreneur.
I love that.
But then along comes Jade on Owning Manhattan, who, from my perspective, had, you know, the life every poor kid would have loved to have had. And then you have this like grit and work ethic and these qualities that I associated with poor kids. Like we work the way you work because we have no choice. But it seems like you had a choice, but still ended up here. Where do you pull this from? Because you don't have to do this.
That's it's amazing. I think for one, it's interesting because for me, I always saw the dynamics of what it's like when my dad also had me when he was older. He was like probably in his mid-50s.
You saw that, you said that on that podcast I was watching the other day. And like there were so many things that I was like, we couldn't be more opposite. My dad passed away.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. It'll be 2 years next week. Yeah. And he was 59. And your dad had you in your 50s. I'm like, it just like doesn't stop. Like how opposite, but I see so much of like as it relates to business, like I see so much similarity. So I'm so curious where you pull it from though. Like mine obviously comes from like fear of being poor again, but you get up when you don't have to.
Yeah.
From my perspective.
I think it was so it's really funny. I think when I can, how do I say? So there's a term. I don't know if I'm speaking the term correctly, but it's like when you're real estate rich, it's very different to what you see on TV.
Fair.
And
like I don't want to say cash poor, but like it's on paper asset, not necessarily a cash flow thing.
I think so, and that's not. I think I grew up very. I never had to worry about things, but what I did see was dynamics, and the dynamic was you have a dad who like is very good at, very respected. Like to this day, it's like people hear my dad's statement, they're like, oh my gosh, I negotiated a building by doing by playing him in tennis. That's like crazy, So there's like a really cool respect that I grew up seeing. But at the same time, the women around him, I saw the power dynamics. And I was like, okay, there's something to being a gorgeous woman, like being beautiful and having presence, but also being smart. And I think I was raised around that and saw that, and that was my environment. And I was like, in honesty, I looked at the women and I was like, you're not doing this right. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, you're playing this all wrong. Like, it's so short term. You're the fifth girl I've seen this, whatever, this guy with. And I'm like 10. Like, and it was dynamic.
And you're like
copy paste. And I was like,
wow.
Like these girls are dumb. Like you could be making so much money if you were just smarter. Right. So I think I saw that dynamic, and I always wanted to work. I always wanted to have my own money because my dad owned a lot of buildings, and after 9/11 sold a lot of them. And it was always very like, my dad was not showy, but like a little bit showy, like cars and stuff. And I don't know, I never felt secure. Like there was a reason that I always wanted to work.
Gotcha.
And maybe seeing
that, like that, because I had only associated everything with you watching your dad, but you're watching things go on around your dad that you're not going to be your dad. He's a man, obviously. So there's a different world or a different path for you. So the females you're seeing are not what you want to be. So that pushed you to approach this a little bit differently, but then also use his blueprint to do what they weren't doing properly.
Yeah. What I think what having to protect an older person, I think there comes other challenges. It's like, okay, well, you know, having a dad who is in his 50s and, you know, successful, does his thing, retired, comes with its own sets of challenges that I think people don't, it's like, people outside, it's like they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna charge you crazy money and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And when you're not grounded, which I think my father was not for many years, money, women, all these things, bad decisions follow that a lot.
Yeah.
And I saw him lose a lot of money, go through depression, and I'm dealing with this, and I'm like 16. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I was supposed to like never have to work, and now I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
And I'm taking care of you now.
yeah, I'm like, okay, well, now I really have to learn how to work, and that's like when, you know, my dad went to rehab, got okay, and this is all stuff that like doctors were prescribing him, like it's not like any drugs.
Yeah.
And you know, I think I saw the transition of like, okay, well, I have to learn business because I have to take care of my family at like 16, 17. I think that like really kicked in. And I was like, okay, well, I need to work. I need to like learn everything there has to be. I'm going to have fun. But there was a massive responsibility and
Really early.
yeah, still massive responsibility, but
That's wild.
Yeah.
So your dad now is in his 80s and he has dementia. My dad passed away of brain cancer, and he had like a seizure in November of 23, died in April of 24, but he never spoke again after he had the seizure in November. And we were like really strained, and like he just wasn't the dad I wanted. And like I think every girl wants to be a daddy's girl. You called yourself a daddy's girl. I don't know if we were recording when you said it or not, but like I think that is something to be proud of. Like to call yourself a daddy's girl, it's like just letting everyone know like I am special to my dad. I think that like that's so I'm far from a daddy's girl, though I would have loved to have been one. But when he was really sick and vulnerable and he couldn't talk, it was oddly the most connected I ever felt to him. And also knowing that like the end is nearing put like a different urgency from my perspective on it, because I'm going to be more patient. I'm going to try harder. I'm probably not going to get rejected the way I have my whole life with him. But where I'm going is like, do you feel a different connection with your dad as he's sick? Like like being from him, like as part of him, like his wife would, you know, argue me on this and that. And I'm just like, honestly, I don't care. I can feel him in a way I know you can't. Yeah. Do you feel your dad like deeply?
Oh yeah. My dad's like my best friend in the whole world. Like still to this day. And yeah, as he gets older, you know, I think I've always had a sense of responsibility because I think elder people in general, elder and sick.
Yeah.
It's like you see this person and you're like, you are so vulnerable and we are family.
Yeah.
And like I am your daughter. And like it's almost like a motherly feel, except you're like, okay, well, you have no one to take care of you.
Right.
This is my responsibility. And it's hard and that must have been so hard. I'm so sorry.
It was super, super hard, but it was oddly like the best end, as that sounds so crazy, because I got like everything. I would have never got what little bit of closure I got from him otherwise, but I asked him if he was proud of me when he was dying, and he teared up, and it was like something I'll never, ever, ever forget. But your dad being proud of you, like, does that push you harder for him to see you? Like, you know, he's 80, so like, you know, Hopefully he lives to 100
Yeah.
and he sees all these amazing things that you do. But is there like a little more urgency to like crush everything you do so that he gets to see it?
You know, in the beginning there was this like drive. I have to like make him proud, and like I have to do all these things, and like, you know, I'm like the last, like I'm like the youngest Shenker and the only Shenker.
Are you an only child?
Mhm.
Okay. It was my dad's only child, but
Yeah,
I have
so
a brother on my
that's-
mom's side.
That's
But
the responsibility.
Yeah.
It's like when you're an only child, I feel like you feel that.
yeah,
It's like you have older child and younger child syndrome. You're
that's
like,
fair.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was like it. It was a lot. Trying to like. I think. Sorry, I lost.
No, it's okay. Like just in processing, like, and how you manage still tackling your career.
Oh yeah.
While,
Yeah, that's right.
you were saying, I think you were saying that like it actually doesn't have the same urgency. It did initially, but
Oh yeah. Yes. So it originally I was like, okay, I have to like make him proud of me, do all the things like, and as he got sick, it was actually a lot easier to make him proud because he was like, oh, that's so
everything is
cool.
great.
Yeah, he was like so happy. And now I think I feel like I've earned my stripes, less in a way of like, I just want him to be happy. Like it's
I
like
love
less
that.
of like me.
Nothing to do with your
No.
performance or
Less of that. I mean, I still
anything.
like
Yeah.
separate. I'm more so like anyone who like knows. I'm like, oh shit, like I really gotta like perform. Like I'm in like filling like big shoes. No pun intended.
Yeah.
You know, so like there's that, but also
Yeah.
for my dad, I'm like, I know that he just wants me to be okay, and I will be. So
I
I'm like,
only cared like in that last 6 months of him being proud of me. The rest of my entire life, it was really what drove me because I wanted everyone to know how great I could be despite what a shitty father I had. And then I felt like such a piece of shit for thinking that way for so long. It was like 2 months before he died, I was like, imagine like my whole life. But he also made choices. So like
Yeah.
I've forgiven myself for like
oh my gosh,
that
you have
part of
to.
it because I was like, I was always the kid, no matter what that means. And like
Yeah.
even you at 16 taking over, having to get involved, like you're still the kid, but you've been wearing a very much parent hat
Yeah.
for quite some time. That's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, but I think everyone has their journey, and we both wouldn't be sitting here if it
You
was
said
just
it.
like easy peasy.
Right?
So I think stuff like that, it's like you need to go through it. Everyone has like their own struggles.
Of course.
And I think that's like the beauty of social media is like, okay, well, creators who like share that, you can pick a piece of that and be like, oh wow, like that can help me through it.
Absolutely.
You know, that's why I always like to talk about these things.
Of course. And I think if you change anything, you change everything.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't change anything. You know, I wouldn't say I want to bring him back and we'd be so great. Like I think everything happened the way it was supposed to. And now I have like, I know you're pretty spiritual. I won't get into this long story about the lights, but lights do weird things around me when like weird things are happening. And we always say that like he's talking to me through the lights now. So it's like he's kind of always with me. But 3 years ago, I would have been like, I don't give a shit where he is, what he's doing, who he's with. He doesn't like know anything about his grandkids, like all of that. Like, and that was my drive. And I wouldn't change any of it, but it like is still to hear myself talk about it. I'm like, that was shitty.
Yeah.
Like,
I
how else do you say it, right? Like,
yeah, it is hard.
it is.
But I do think like it's like you had to go through it.
I think that too. I think like it was meant to be
crazy.
my story.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit here
Yeah.
because I think you're a pro at this, and I'm not great at it. So I don't read the comments on like anybody's social media because I think especially with status or following, and you obviously have a platform. So I'm sure that like every comment isn't Jade is the best real estate agent, Jade, like, you know, there's probably some shit in there. And I think that the comments affect like me less personally, like the ones on mine, much less than if someone in my circle were
Yeah.
critical of me. And when, season 1 and season 2, you like are up against it. Like you're a disruptor. So you already know, like you're getting the shit no matter how you slice it. Like you show up with a crop top and a suit on, like that's one thing. You do a music video to sell a commercial property, like all these things you already know when you're doing them, like what the comments are going to be. But when I saw a specific scene, actually there's 2, but one you did the fashion show and there was a topless model in it or whatever, but it was still
many.
Yeah, okay, we only saw the one. Many. But it was super artistic. It seemed like the client was happy. From what we know, the building sold. Like you did the job. And a castmate was like pretty critical, like right on the spot of like too much ass, too much titties. And you could see like your self-doubt for a second. You asked someone that was there with you, like, was it too much? And then in the same breath, you're on a podcast interviewing this castmate. Like, how do you compartmentalize or like deal with like that part of it? I would want to, I don't know that I could just be cool with them.
I found myself to be very empathetic. So in times, reality TV is great because you get to watch yourself in scenarios and be like, you're dumb for caring what they think. And I think it's great because I watched it, I'm like, why would you care what Joe Schmo, who's
trying to get in the commercial too?
Barely.
No comment.
Yeah, like, I'm like, why would I care what Joe Schmo, like.
And I felt like that person cared way more than you because it was like pretty repetitive, the body language, like it was a thing. This almost like they were offended, maybe because I think they were there with their partner. I don't know, but that would have got under my skin. And then when I watched it back, no question, I'm coming for that person. Yeah. There's no way I could have done the podcast interview afterwards. So do you guys have that conversation or just pretend it didn't happen?
We did. Yeah.
Okay.
So we kind of had the conversation. It was when, I and like for me, like I don't do things for the camera. Like if
I feel like you're actually exactly the same as like on podcasts. Some like energy goes up and down depending on like maybe who you're with, but TV and here, like it seems exactly the same.
Literally exactly. So for me, like, we stopped filming whatever in like maybe like March, and then in July I got what is called a labiaplasty, and whatever, I talk about it because again. Like
you're out there.
I'm just going to talk about things. For me, like, again, I speak to women. Information. If you don't like me, if you don't follow me,
just don't follow me.
You don't have to follow me. There's a ton of different people. Right. But for me, like, I'm like a girl's girl, and I have a bunch of girlfriends. I have like stunning girlfriends, and we all talk to everyone about everything. So for me, I'm going to treat my social media the same. So whatever. So I got. Labiaplasty, whatever. And after that, I spoke about it on TikTok. The New York Post wrote about it. And it made a lot of people at the company mad. And what I did respect about this cast member was that they called me. Or no, they texted me first. And they're like, I want to understand how you thought this was a good idea. And I was like, all right, condescending. All right, let's
Why
go
does
there.
It matter to you?
It's like, why are you all like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, but fine, we'll talk about it. Like, you're a cast member, so we're almost
so
like
I
family,
guess like
we're an only child. I'm not used to like having to deal with people, but I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. So what I did respect is that this person, they were like, look, you were in every group chat of mine. Everyone's talking about you. Clients are messaging me. I was like, girl, clients are messaging you. And even if they're not going to use you because of my labiaplasty, that's on you because you should know how to spin that.
Isn't it like all publicity is good publicity? Like, isn't that like a old school marketing thing? Like,
it's kind of like
it's going to be fine.
Like, what I do has nothing to do with you. Anyway, so what I did respect about this cast member was that she called me and she's like, and she told me she did not like it. She's like, why do you lead with sex, all this? And I was like, I kind of don't.
Do you?
I was like, I talk to girls. Like, that's what I lead with. Like,
I would not have like summarized what you share as that. Like, you're attractive.
Thank you.
That's that, right? But like, I definitely wouldn't have said that you're like sexualizing your social media.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't see it.
we had a good conversation, and she's like, "Look, you're in, all my group chats." She's like,
Good.
"I just want to I just want to know, why did you think this was a good idea?" We had a
You
good
didn't like share
conversation.
like you just talked about it, right?
No, yeah, I just talked about it.
Okay.
And we had a good conversation where she gave me her perspective on it, and I said, "Thank you for talking to me about it. Like, that's awesome. I'm gonna do me, and you can hear my perspective on it." And I liked it because she was like, "Look, I respect you for that, and that is badass that you don't care what people think." And I was like, "I didn't know we were supposed to care."
Yeah.
Like, so
I think that castmate comes from like a different era of like entrepreneurship. So like the level of professionalism that would have been expected in like their past experience in terms of business. Like, I'm older than you. I like, there was a time where I wouldn't put a picture of my family on my desk because my husband is Black, I have Black kids, and all the old white men wouldn't want to see that. So I get like from that to where we are now. But to each his own. Like, does it hurt you? Does it affect you? Like, what am I doing that is like really at the end of the day costing you money? Because that's the only thing in business that ultimately matters. You can not like me, but if I've done something to actually ruin or hurt your business, I'll hear you out on that. Other than that, I could care less if you like what I say or do.
100%. Is it like I only realized this later. I'm the only like New Yorker, like cast wise.
Okay.
So I think that maybe that has something to do with like it's like generational, where it's like people who are like ultra. One thing I will say, residential agents are a little bit stuck up. Like,
you can see that, yeah. Well, compared to how you're doing commercial, because you're kind of like all we see for commercial. There's no other show that even depicts at all commercial real estate. So you are what we see. So it seems like it's badass. Do what you want. Push the envelope. Push the boundaries. But Ryan is like that too. So it's obviously probably escalated or compared to what it would be maybe at other firms. But we don't have anything to compare it to. So we see the residential and know that it is more conservative because you're selling to families.
Yeah. It's also like, I think the agents, like, my perspective is like, sometimes you'll show something and these agents are showing like a $20 million property. And I feel like people think sometimes that like wealth needs to have a stick up their ass. And I'm like, like I just toured like and t-shirt, jeans. Nobody wants to feel like you're snobby.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like, if you want, but like, no, like, and it's so like, it's more common in residential, but in commercial, it's like if you tour a $60 million building, you're lucky if the broker shows up.
Really?
Yeah.
It's completely different ballgame.
Different. Most likely it's a super, or the broker comes and they show, but the broker is maybe in a Patagonia with their guy. Like, a t-shirt, well, not a t-shirt, but like,
I get,
I get, decent,
what you're,
so I'm like,
what you're saying. Yeah.
It's so different. It's like, I'm like, it's like just so fake sometimes.
Yeah. So you have that dynamic where the criticism there, then there's other castmates that like, there's a lot of criticism, but it's kind of everybody for everybody. Like, it's not, I don't think like you're the only one that they come for. Like, it's pretty even across the board. Like, no one can get it just right. Like, everybody's getting some kind of criticism for something. You do get maybe a little more for sure.
Oh, I get way more. Like, there's a couple podcasts that like I wasn't part of, and I'm like, is this just like a talk about Jade? And I'm like, I'm like so confused. I'm like we don't even do business together.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's it's
So I
fine.
have another example. You did the music video
Yeah.
for the commercial building. That building sold too, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So then another agent did a similar setup for
Yes.
residential.
Yes.
So do you think that's like, I would feel like, to me that would feel dope, like that I know you took my blueprint, but we're never going to acknowledge that like I had this idea first. Did you guys have that conversation?
We didn't have the conversation. I don't remember if we were like on good terms at that time.
Okay.
Because again, it was so rocky between me and that cast member. It was like up and down and like confusing. And I don't think we like really made amends until we really like finished
Okay.
filming, I think. It's kind of like around that time. I don't like, for me, like there's so much money and ideas to go around. And what was it? So in season 1, I think she had actually said that was inspired by her idea, I think.
Or something, like she put you on to like everything you ever got.
Yeah. So like, I'm like, I don't really remember that. But look, I think she has a real passion for Broadway.
Yeah.
And like
Without question.
She loves performing. So for me, like I did not want to be in that music video. Like, fun fact, like I was like, okay, like I want to do a music video. Super excited. I have a bunch of dancers. And like everyone knows, like I dance.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, well you have to be in it. And I was like, oh no.
No, you have to though.
I was like, oh no.
I'm actually surprised to learn that you wouldn't.
Oh my
want
gosh.
to be.
Because I was like, when I'm like part of the creative, I like being part of the creative. And when I'm talent, I like being part of the talent.
Okay.
And
you were doing both here.
Yeah. And it's like
Yes.
being creative and talent. It's like I want to be behind the camera to tell you like what I need. Because again, I need to be so specific because I need to sell this building.
Fair.
You know, I'm not
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the star of it and like be like, oh, look at me. That's not what I wanted for that.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, no, you have to be in it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, okay, fine, we'll do it. You know, and also the original music video had a different song.
Oh.
It wasn't the song that they used in the Netflix edit.
Oh, okay.
Which was like another thing.
That was an edgy kind of vibe.
I was like, okay, it's fine. It's cool.
I will say I kind of agree with where you were going there, just on the castmate that I feel like maybe did something to sell a residential property that was inspired by you. But to see like how emotional they became over like being able to like have their two worlds collide,
Yeah.
you kind of give them a pass, because you're like, you know what, they just love Broadway so much that like it kind of makes it okay. But you did it first.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like also like I think we also had like two different ideas. Like even though it ended up like being the same, because also she's also done a fashion show in one of her listings too. You know, so
Did she do it first?
she did do it first actually.
Okay, so it's going both ways.
So it's one of those things where I'm like, if we ever in a world were on like really, really, really good terms while filming, then it would be so great, because she is very creative. And I have always given her flowers as far as like creativity and like thinking outside the box. Because I'm that way too. And I think that's why we were such good friends when we were. I think with that comes emotional baggage too. And when you're filming, it gets sticky.
Yeah.
And that's the annoying thing, because you're like, you know,
It happens, but then it gets brought back up, and
it's
it's
the
like you just
worst.
can't get out of this like cycle.
oh my gosh, it's the worst. Like
So you just,
reality
you
TV
just
is
don't.
like rough.
yeah.
Like,
Do you feel misunderstood?
you know what's crazy? I want to say yes, right? But like I don't think I have the capacity to think about what other people think about me.
I love that. You know what? When I actually like wrote the question, and then when I was saying it right, like as it was coming out of my mouth, I knew you were gonna say no. Like I like, not even just from like what you've said so far, but like I just could like feel like you literally don't, like you're just marching to the tune of your own beat, and doing what you want, when you want, how you want. And
yeah, thank you.
no fucks given.
It's almost like I almost, not that I wish, but like for a day, just to understand what it's like to feel that what people think about you, and I think it's gotten me in trouble sometimes because I'm like, I don't like sometimes I've been hesitant to do stuff because I'm like, I don't know how other people are gonna feel about this because I don't have my brain doesn't think, what does this person think about me? I just think, okay, well, this is who I'm talking to. I'm on this earth to inspire and, you know, share what I'm going through, hopefully inspire people and like do cool things. I wouldn't have a clue.
Outside of that, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's a superpower.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I really do.
I don't know.
I do. Like, I've made some missteps on my podcast.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you just, my opinion, and like you have strong opinions too. And I didn't care then if I offended someone because it's not my intention.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of correlates to what you're saying. Like, it's not your intention to hurt anyone or offend anyone. Or if you post about something that a castmate doesn't like, you obviously didn't post it to piss them off. So you don't think like that because that was never your intention. And I feel the same way. Like, if I offend someone, I would be upset or sorry ultimately, but I would never be posting to offend you or doing something to offend you. I'm like, that doesn't enter my headspace whatsoever.
Totally.
I have a mission here and I'm going after it. And if it pisses the right people off every now and again, I'm okay with that.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I'm like, how could you be offended by like this one thing? Like, it's crazy. Like, but that's like kind of, I think where I get in trouble is because I feel feelings like, and but I don't understand what people think about. Like, thinking and feeling is like, thinking is like, okay, if I do something, you think I'm salacious or brilliant or like
but it's still their perception too, though. Like,
yeah,
you know, like that's how you interpret it. That's your perception. Like, unless I've directly offended, accused, said like whatever at you, to you, isn't most of it a you issue?
yeah,
Right? Like,
yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
you know,
I don't like. It blows my mind. But yeah, talking. I think you were mentioning like comments. I think that's why like sometimes when I see like really mean comments, at first sometimes like if I really look at it and like it goes to like male TikTok, where it's like a lot of I think like sometimes I'll be like, ooh, ouch. And I'll be like, it's okay. I'm like, it's okay.
that's amazing.
I need a nose job.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
know. Potentially. Let me take a look in the mirror. I'll be like, maybe you're right. I don't know. I kind of like it, but I could see your point of view. Like, I kind of look at it. I'm like, if there's room to improve, thank you. But also, if I like myself, then we're good.
That's hilarious.
I don't know.
Yeah, I read my own comments, but I don't get into like yours or like guests or like people that I follow that like I have a vested interest in. Like, I just think the internet is crazy and like,
Oh my gosh, it's so crazy.
it's just so mean. Okay, so I want to ask you this question. And I hope not to offend you. This is my perception of something I see of you. When you dance, I feel like you're in another world. Like, it's like what we see on the show, that personality, like it's like something in your eyes is like entirely different. Like, am I like reading that right? Like, is this a complete escape for you? Like, where do you go when you dance?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it changes. I think that dance is definitely an escape. It's an hour and a half of like not looking at my phone too often, right? And it is almost, it's called somatic, where it's like you have, like, imagine if you have like caffeine, right? And then you work, but like that energy isn't released. And as someone who is very mentally active, it's like a release where, you're listening to the music and that has an emotional effect on me, right? Like feeling it and having fun. And it's like, I don't really like drink or like do any drugs or like smoke or like anything, but like that is almost like an escape where it's like fun and, I feel good. And I'm like, this is the best because I can feel like a pop star and
That's awesome.
or I could feel like a supermodel, or I could feel like
Whatever I want.
Tyla in a music video. Like, it is so fun for me. And I think having that release and also I think that the dance community has also taught me what female relationships should be like, because it's a bunch of
So
women.
this is like a super safe place, and you just
it's the
go
best.
and let your hair down and be whoever you want
Mhm.
in that moment.
It's amazing because you'll be in a room, and you could be in a room with a gazillionaire, someone who is $100,000 in debt, someone who takes out the trash for a living, a TV host, a celebrity, and you're in this room. Nothing matters. All that matters is supporting each other, because we all know what it's like to be scrutinized or self-conscious. And we're in this room and we're all supporting each other. No matter if you mess up, we're all like, girl, like, you got this. Like, it's
That's
so,
awesome.
it's the most amazing community. So I think everyone should find something.
Are you the most you when you dance?
I think that I'm the most me in like these moments. I think that there's a letting go and like kind of honoring the feminine.
Yep.
Right? Like, I think when we talk feminine energy, it could be like, like, flowers and butterflies and motherly. But then there's like the feminine that's like a like a cheetah,
Yeah.
and it's like fierce. And I think it's my way of like honoring the feminine.
I love that, actually, because I think that's repressed for a lot of women. We had a sex expert on the show a few weeks ago, and I just squirmed the whole time.
I love that.
It was bad. Like,
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
my mom was like, why are you doing this? Like, this is not your thing. Like, I did my best, but it obviously is. I have 3 kids. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
But to be able to just channel that in a way that like you feel super comfortable, it doesn't have to be like nasty or taboo. I think it's awesome that you found a way to free that. I still think I'll always be this way,
which is amazing.
But it's okay too, right? Like,
yeah, you have to do whatever makes you feel good. Like,
end of story. Like, it's that simple. Like, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, we'll cut this question if it doesn't go the way I planned. So my daughter wanted to come. She watched the whole show with me too. She thinks you're dope, and she loves to dance too. So she just super connected with you. And 2 times you made like digs about Zara clothes, and she loves Zara. And
tell her I'm so sorry.
I framed it to her like, I think it's just a metaphor for she likes expensive things. But but like, do you really have beef with Zara clothes?
Okay, so my perception of it is, in New York City, there's a lot of options, and it's less of like an expensive sort of thing.
Okay.
And it's actually funny. So when we were test shooting season 2, me and Chloe ended up, we're on a stage, and like and we ended up actually getting in like a tiff on stage. It was so bad. But to like, I think it's less of like an expensive thing.
Okay.
And more of like, Zara's great because they kind of take what is really good and they have it right for like a very reasonable price.
Exactly.
For one, that is all Chloe wears, so it was like easy.
Easy, that's funny.
And I was like, in my head, it's like I never wanted. I didn't know how to give a dig, besides like saying something where I'm like, okay, if we become friends again, she could get a good brand deal with them.
But you also didn't actually, like, now that you're saying it that way, explaining it that way, you didn't actually say anything about price. You just said Zara, and the world, or me, assumed you meant cheap, which I think you didn't actually say, though.
I think a lot of people assumed cheap, And it's more of like a so we have like a lot of sample sales here. We have like fashion is so important to me, and I think like it's a way to express yourself. And it was more of the dig.
Yeah.
Was like,
that makes sense.
Was like copy and paste, like very like, okay, like go outside the box, like, you know.
That's awesome.
I think it was like that.
Yeah.
So
no, that makes perfect sense because it wasn't about Zara. It was about the comment was about the castmate. So it was the dig.
yeah, it was
and
like
it just Zara's catching a stray.
I'm so sorry.
That's awesome.
But yeah, now it's like
It's
I could never go into Zara again.
No, never.
Never.
That's funny.
But also like sample sales here, like you can go to like as far as like price, like there's so many good ones. There's like ones you can go called clothing line, $20 for theory. And,
That's
like,
crazy.
like $20 cashmere.
That's even cheaper than
yeah.
Zara.
Yeah.
So it's really not a
But
pricing
like,
thing.
my goodness, like every time someone sees me, they're like, "Sorry, Jade, I'm wearing Zara." I'm like, "It's okay."
Isn't that funny?
I'm
The
so
things that
sorry.
like catch. Okay, if not real estate, what?
Always real estate. Like that
Always.
is like
No plan B. Like,
mm-mm.
what if you have no listings for a year? Then you have no listings for a year.
No listings for a year. I'd if not real estate in a different sector. For me, always real estate. That is like my love.
Have you ever sold residential?
Yeah.
Don't just.
I've
Not your
done a
thing?
lot. Well, I've done like semi-residential. I've done like a lot of like residential leasing, for like friends of mine that are like, I want to make sure that they're like really taken care of, and it goes great. It's great. It's easy. It's like easy money, but I wouldn't do it. I'm just like I wouldn't be the best at it.
Fair.
Like I'd rather just give you to like someone else. I refer.
You're not passionate about it.
I don't care about like the granite and Calicut marble. I could care less.
Fair. Okay, this is my last question.
Yeah.
You're in real estate. You're doing what seems like your dream.
Mhm.
You're at the brokerage you want to be at. What's next?
Ooh. So I just co-led a team. I'm co-leading a commercial team right now, and our focus is off-market listings. So in an easy world, it's like, okay, well, every listing that's ever been listed, how can we have a database of it? And people who don't really want to list their buildings, how can we create a database that matches anything that an agent's looking for with something that we have off market? So that's been a real focus of mine. And then you ask another question that I think as I get older, my wanting to help New York or help the environment. Before I went full time into like real estate, I was going to run for commissioner, which is like equivalent to mayor of the city I was in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That just threw me for a loop.
I know. It took me a second. I think I would go into some kind of like city policy, just
Planning type stuff.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
I think just yeah, it's like
I didn't expect that
I know.
whatsoever. Because you just talked about like sort of the evolving, like real estate. Like you said, if I said if not real estate, why you said real estate, and then you explained how you'll continue to evolve it forever so that it kind of scratches the itch forever, and then city policy.
And then I was like well, because a commercial is like environments, right? Like if you think about commercial real estate, we're in commercial real estate. This is a hotel, right?
Exactly.
Where you go outside, we're looking at a Starbucks. That's a commercial property. And I think in order to create a thriving environment, you need to be able to sustain it. And to sustain it, you need people in policy are a mix of popularity and popularity. So it's like, well, I think there's a lot of people who get overlooked, and I have a lot of empathy. Also, if we like, there's so many things that I look at, I'm like, like if we just put this and then that, and there's a lot of like people that can put money into the city if you just let them build a little bit, like
Right.
So it'd still be it would scratch my like real estate itch, but in a way that I could like help people.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. I
thank
did
you.
I skipped like half my questions because I felt like we were going exactly how I wanted it to. So
Okay, I
thank
love
you
it.
a million times over for doing
Oh my
this.
gosh, thank you for having me. This is so great.